Happy Wednesday, sweet friends. Welcome back to another video. My name is Tawanda and this is Tawanda's Blessed Life, and today is my monthly collaboration with my sweet friend Melinda from The Crafty Doll. And today we will be creating some kitchen and dining room decor DIYs for you all today. I'm going to be using some items that I received from my coworker. She was going to get rid of them, so I'm going to use those to create some trash or treasure DIYs to put in my dining room. So we're going to go ahead and jump into today's video. I hope you all enjoy. For this DIY, I'm going to be using a blueberry napkin. I have this plant from Dollar General from some years ago. And then I have this rooster bowl that my coworker brought to me. She gave me 4 of them. And then I'm going to be using some Mod Podge. And then I'm also going to be using some folk art paint in the color cottage. I think it's cottage white. Yeah, cottage white is what it is. And so I went ahead and gave the bowl 2 coats of paint. And then here I am trying to just kind of figure out how I'm going to put the napkin on the bowl. I was trying to wrap it around without having to cut it so everything would line up perfectly, but that didn't work out. And so here I am just adding some Mod Podge. And when I first started to put the Mod Podge on, I really wasn't paying attention. So that corner there, you could see that the Mod Podge was dropping all over the napkin. And so when I went to go and wrap it on to the bowl, it was fine for like the one side section and then the top section. But then it was so saturated on that little section there, I went ahead and just peeled that part off. And then I also did use my blow dryer to go ahead and dry the napkin just to speed the process up a little bit faster, so I didn't have to wait a day to continue on with trying to complete this DIY. So I went ahead and just cut the edges off, and then I just went ahead and wrapped the remainder of the napkin around the last little section that I needed to wrap it around. And then once that was complete, I just took that little plant that I had and placed it into my pot, is what I'm going to call it. So I'm going to turn this into a little planter. I also did go back over the napkin with a coat of Mod Podge, and then I went ahead and blow dried it also just to help with the drying process. Once everything was complete, I went back and took a piece of one of the gift boxes. I cut it to size to place on top of the plant, and then I added some moss on top of it. And that is going to be it for this DIY. I made a cute little planter to put in my dining room. I am doing a little bit of a refresh in my kitchen and my dining room, and so I wanted to add some items to those areas. And so these are going to be DIYs I will be creating to put in those areas. So you have to let me know what you think about this DIY. Oh, and I forgot, I did go and add some of the antique wax on top of the planter, and then I kind of distressed it a little bit with the antique wax. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking I probably should have used the gold ribbon buff, but nonetheless, I still like the way that it turned out. So you have to let me know what you think about this DIY. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. And if you're already subscribed, thank you for continuing to support my channel. I really do appreciate it. My name is Tawanda. This is Tawanda's Blessed Life. And on my channel, I do decorating on a budget, DIYs, and hauls with a sprinkle of migraine enlightenment. And if that is something that you are interested in, please go ahead and consider joining my YouTube family. I would greatly appreciate it. So let me just tell you a little bit about my sweet friend Melinda at The Crafty Doll. Melinda is known as the Tablescape Queen. She also does hauls and creates budget-friendly DIYs. And on her second channel, All Things Home on a Budget, she uses the items that she creates on her first channel, The Crafty Doll, to style and decorate her home with. So if you are looking for some budget-friendly ideas on creating DIYs and styling your home, please check out Melinda's channel. And we are moving right along with our next DIY. So I have this cloche. That was one of the items that my coworker gave to me. Then I have this Lazy Susan. I am really not sure where it came from. And then I also have a base from a prior DIY that I created when I first started my channel. So I started off by trying to remove whatever that was on top of the Lazy Susan. I tried some heat, it didn't work, so I just ended up using some glue gun. It did pull up most of it, but it didn't pull everything up. And then I decided that I was just going to use one piece of the Lazy Susan. Well, first I thought I would flip it over. And then I decided, okay, I'll just use the one piece. And so I unscrewed it, not knowing that there were some beads inside of it that actually helped it turn. And then the beads went flying everywhere. But this is the other piece that I'm going to be using from a previous DIY when I first started my channel. I'm also going to be using some gel stain on both of these items to stain them so that they'll match. The gel stain was not like it should be. It was kind of like a jelly substance. So I don't know if it's just because it's old and I haven't used it often. And so I'm going to go ahead and just give both of those a coat of gel stain. This is just before I went to work. And then I came back and then I gave it a second coat when I came home from work, and I just let it dry for 2 days. Once everything was completely dried and I went ahead and started to put everything together, I did go ahead and the base that I'm staining right now, I went ahead and fixed the lights and put them in the areas where they needed to be placed back into the little holes, because that base does have little holes drilled into it. I want to see if I can find, I'm going to link the video of me actually making this DIY so y'all can see exactly what I did. But once it was all dry, I went ahead and glued back on the felt that was on the bottom of it. And then I replaced the batteries in the fairy lights. So I'm going to go ahead and use some Fix-All and some hot glue to glue the base and the Lazy Susan on top of together. And then after 2 days, I let it dry and I went ahead and placed the cloche on top of it. But I did go ahead and just place it on there just for purposes so you all can see what it looked like. And now I have it on my dining room table and I love it. This is like one of my favorite DIYs. So you have to let me know what you think about this DIY. But like I said, I absolutely love the way that it turned out. We are moving on to our last and final DIY for today. So I have this basket that my coworker gave to me. And so I'm going to start off by mixing some Waverly Antique Wax with some water. And I am going to go ahead and just give this basket a little bit of a darker look. And I want to kind of go a little bit farmhouse with it. And so actually, I kind of believe, I'm thinking that all of these DIYs are farmhouse. I probably should have called this some Trash to Treasure farmhouse DIYs. Maybe that's what I'll call this video. But anywho, so I'm just going to go ahead and just start to stain my basket. And then I was looking at it and I thought I really wanted it to be a little bit darker. And so I ended up taking some of the burnt umber paint and then I just added a little bit of water to that. And then I went ahead and went over the basket again with that, and it darkened it up and I like it so much better. And originally I was going to put this in my hot cocoa bar area, but we were cleaning out our pantry and getting organized, and we needed a basket to put our batteries in. So we decided that we would use this to place our batteries in this basket, which I love. So it just makes it easier for us to be able to grab those when we need them. And so, yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. I'd like to thank you all for spending part of your Wednesday with myself and my sweet friend Melinda at The Crafty Doll. I will have the link to her video and her channel in my description box. Please go ahead and check out her video and her channel. And if you like what I'm doing, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you for it. And I hope you have a blessed day. And I will see you on Sunday. Goodbye.